name's Ash, and this is the start of another weekly reading vlog. And in this week's reading vlog, I'm going to be reading Divine Rivals, which I am 72% of the way through. I'm on chapter 35, and I have like an hour and 45 minutes left in that book. So I definitely can finish that this week, if not today or tomorrow. So that is very exciting. And I am also going to be reading Nightfall, which is the 6th book in the Keeper of the Lost City series by Shannon Messenger. And I am also going to be reading Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, which is the fourth book in the Stormlight Archive. I'm on page 141 of this, which is barely anything. As you can see, this book is well over 1,000 pages, so I am not sure if I'll be able to finish this week, but I do listen to quite a bit of it as I'm like going about my chores for the days, and like during nap time I'll sit down and listen to it for a while. And then this book I literally haven't even started, so I'm on the preface. And this book is, this book is 794 pages, so who knows if I'll be able to finish this week. That would be amazing if I could, but we shall see, and I will update you guys later when I have thoughts on the books I'm reading. I just filmed an entire clip and my camera was facing the wrong way, so love that for me. But I wanted to update because I finished Divine Rivals and it was so good. I gave it 4 stars. The only reason that it's not a full 5 stars is because the world building I felt was a bit lacking in some parts. Like, I feel like we could have learned more about the magic of the world and the different like gods and goddesses. We got some of it, but I feel like it could have been fleshed out a bit more. And I also feel like the rivalry between the two main characters, sorry, there's a bug, could have been fleshed out a bit more. But overall, I do think it was a really good book. I absolutely flew through it, and I am immediately going to pick up the second one because I have to know what happened after the ending of this book. So yeah, I will be picking that up tonight, and we'll see how far into it I get. Hey friends, I am here with a reading update. So I got to page 45, chapter 5, 10% of the way through of Ruthless Vows, and it is so good so far. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, oh geez, I just realized I have a huge bug bite. Love that for me. If you don't want any spoilers, then skip ahead a little bit because I have to talk about this book. So we found out what happened to Roman. And we kind of knew what happened to Roman, but we get another chapter from his point of view, and we kind of get to see him like struggling to remember Iris, and it's like so painful because you just are rooting for them so hard, and knowing that he doesn't even remember her is just like, so that's really frustrating, but it's so good and I just want to continue reading it, and that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I also wound up making it to page 52 of Nightfall, so I'm like not really that far into it, but I've been prioritizing Ruthless Vows over Nightfall, so that is kind of why I'm not that far into this. But this is also very good. This book in particular, I feel like, is when everything really starts to pop off. Things have been going crazy, but this book in particular, you're just like, oh, so there's like big picture stuff that's happening now, and it's things that we have been like hinting at for the first few books in the series, and they're finally coming to the realization of it in this book, and it's just crazy. So I'm really excited to continue with this book and see where things go. Even though I've read it before, I don't really remember what happens in this book, so I'm excited to read it again and remember just regular remember what happens. And then I also have an update for Rhythm of War. I got to page 250 for this one, and that puts me however much that far into it is. And this book is also very interesting right now because we are getting the point of view of different characters than we've gotten in the past, and it's kind of making you question what is even happening in the world and question like the politics of everything and like what you should believe and who you should be backing. So it's very, very interesting. And I haven't read this book before, so everything that I'm reading is like coming to me for the first time, so that's very exciting. Something else that's very exciting is I have book mail. Yay! My book of the month box came, so let's go ahead and open it together. Whoa. I did not remember adding this. I got volume 0, which is a short story collection. I guess they're just adding this to see if people are interested in reading it. Darker, edgier, strangier. Interesting. Well, it says a spell for disappearing, so that sounds interesting. I guess I'll be getting to this at some point. So yeah, oh, the first story is written in second person, so that should be interesting. Anyways, I got 2 books in this box. First, let's see the bookmark. Oh, interesting. This is the first time I've ever seen a bookmark that's like this. Usually they are like this. Anyway, I got 2 books. I got A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang, and I got Phantasm by Kaylee Smith. A Song to Drown Rivers, it says her beauty hides a deadly purpose, and it's inspired by the legend of Jixi, one of the famous 4 beauties of ancient China. And I don't know why, but Chinese-inspired books seem to be some of my favorites. I just think that they're really fascinating, and I really enjoy the legends of them. So I'm excited to read this. It says, Jixi's beauty is seen as a blessing to the villages of Yu. Convinced that the best fate for a girl is to marry well and support her family. When Jixi draws the attention of the famous young military advisor Fan Li, he presents her with a rare opportunity to use her beauty as a weapon, one that could topple the rival neighboring kingdom of Wu, improve the lives of her people, and avenge her sister's murder. All she has to do is infiltrate the enemy palace as a spy, seduce their immoral king, and weaken them from within. So that sounds very interesting. I will say I'm a little bit apprehensive just because of how short it is. That seems like a lot that needs to happen in 321 pages. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited, but also apprehensive, like I said. And then the next book I'm excited about, but also apprehensive, just because it's not really the type of thing that I would go for. I say that as I'm reading the Divine Rivals series, but it says, the only thing deadlier than losing this game is losing your heart. So Phantasma only has 2 rules: stay alive and don't fall in love. When Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go from dire to deadly, however, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where the contestants rarely escape alive and the victor is granted a single wish. So both of those sound really, really good, and I'm hoping to get to them in the month of October. I already have my September TBR like set pretty much, but if I wind up reading all of the books on my TBR, which I seriously doubt is going to happen, but if I wind up doing that, then I will move on to one of these because I'm very interested in reading both of these, and I feel like they're both really like fall-esque. So yeah, I'm excited. Hello friends, so I have a reading update. I got to page, 321 in Rhythm of War, and I'm really enjoying it. It is moving into, we're about to go into a place where things are very interesting. I don't want to say much because it's the 4th book in the series, so I don't want to spoil anything. But another reading update that I have is I am soft DNFing Nightfall by Shannon Messenger. I just want to take a break from the series because I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit burnt out by it, and I'm not finding myself excited to go into those books anymore. And so I feel like if I take a break, read a couple other books in between, and then go back to it next month, that I'll find myself like reinvigorated to read it. So the problem is I don't know what I'm going to read instead. I'm still reading Ruthless Vows, but I'm reading that on my Kindle. And then Rhythm of War is my audiobook that I'm listening to, so I need a physical book that I'm reading. So I have 4 books that I can choose from. I'm thinking either Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree, which is the prequel to Legends and Lattes. So I'm thinking about reading that one. I'm thinking about reading The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I've heard mixed things about this, but the premise sounds really interesting to me, so I want to get into this one soon. And I also feel like that book has like fall vibes, which is good. And then the other book is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I'm leaning it more towards not reading this one just because I'm already reading a romantasy, and so I don't want to kind of like get them confused, but I do really want to read this one soon. And then the other book that I have to choose from is A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang, and this is a Chinese myth like retelling of Jishi, I think is her name. Yes, Jishi. So it's an ancient Chinese myth retelling, and I tend to really enjoy those books, so I am wanting to read this one soon as well. So I feel like right now I'm kind of torn between Bookshops and Bone Dust and A Song to Drown Rivers. So I don't know, I might ask my husband to pick which one I read next and kind of go from there. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have him pick for me, and I will update you guys with what he chooses. I have another reading update. I got to page 86 in Bookshops and Bone Dust, and I am enjoying it so far. It is a little bit slow, but that's kind of expected because it is a cozy fantasy. But basically we are following Viv, and she, right at the beginning of the book, gets stabbed in the leg and gets left behind in this little town called Merk. And it's basically just her going about living in this town and the people that she meets. And I don't really want to say any more than that because the book is super short. So I feel like it's better to go in not really knowing what to expect. But yeah, I am enjoying it so far, and I am excited to see where this goes. Something is developing that I'm really excited about, so I am looking forward to seeing how that plays out. I also made some more progress in Rhythm of War. Now I am on page 350, which is really exciting. So I am that far into it, which is very cool. So hopefully I'll be able to make some more progress in that tomorrow. And then I'm hoping that I can read a little bit more of Bookshops and Bone Dust tonight. And I'm still reading Ruthless Vows. I can't remember how far into it I am though, but things are getting interesting to say the least. So I will keep you guys updated tomorrow once I have read some more. Hello and happy Friday. I have a reading update for Bookshops and Bone Dust. I am on page 145, chapter 19, and I am still enjoying it, but I'm gonna get into spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for anything, skip ahead. But I don't like the fact that there is a romance in this book when there's a different romance in the first book, because I'm like, obviously I know that this romance is not going to end well, and so reading about it is just making me sad. So like, it's cute for the moment, but I know it's not going to end well, and maybe they'll break up amicably. I don't know, but it just makes me sad knowing that this romance is not going to last, even though Viv is continually saying that it's not going to last and she's still going to leave, and they both are in the same mindset of like, this is just like a couple week fling, da 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 da. I have a feeling that they're going to develop real feelings for each other, and it's just going to lead to heartbreak, and I don't love that. So that's not great. But other than that, I'm really enjoying this book. I really, really like the bookshop setting, and I kind of wish we were getting more of that, but overall, it's very cozy. There are some things that are happening that add a little bit more stakes to what's going on, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, it's sitting at like a 3-star for me right now. Based on like the romance aspect of it and the lack of bookshopness that we're getting, I don't know. There's just something about this that isn't doing it for me, really, which is such a bummer because I really wanted to love this, but I'm not quite halfway through, so I still have quite a bit of the book to go to maybe redeem what I'm feeling so far. But yeah, I will keep you guys posted with how things are going. Hey guys, I just wanted to close out this vlog. Sorry that it was kind of all over the place and I didn't really read that much. This week has kind of been crazy, but yeah, hopefully next week I will have more reading for you guys, and I'll actually finish some books, but I'm still in the middle of all 3 of the books that I've been reading for this vlog, so I don't really have any other updates, but I will check you guys in my next video. Bye!